There's an orb in my kitchen. No, I'm not happy about it either. By Cillian Britchfield. I enjoy eating food. I like to break it into small segments and put it into my body for fun. In fact, I do this so often that I've invested my money into a fridge to store my food. Well, usually opening this fridge is not a notable part of my day. However, when I went to open it this morning, there was an eldritch orb. You must understand that this is not something I have to deal with on a daily basis. Now, before any orb fans, or Forbes as I've heard them called, try to correct me, and try to say that orbs actually have to be stored at room temperature in a crisp, dry environment, or else you will lose some of the key orb flavor notes that are essential to the orb experience, I will point out that I did not grow up in a culture where eating eldritch orbs was commonplace. So I'm unfamiliar with some of the nuances and customs, and also I did not put this orb in my fridge. And now the eldritch orb has actually gotten larger. I don't really know what to do. I have absolutely no idea what I am meant to do in this situation, which is likely a bad sign for my well-being, considering the orb has now started growing a foot. I should call someone. I suppose I could call Frankie. He usually knows how to deal with things of eldritch and orbish nature, but I can't do that. Do you know what he'd think of me? I do. I mean, he's a professional at the top of the field, and I'm just some garden variety, homegrown, no artificial coloring dunce. I'd end up asking him something dumb and obvious, and he'd just get angry at me. He'd say something like, "Wow, I can't believe you'd even think to ask me such a simple question, such an inane, childish thing. Is this what you think my degree is for? Do you think I spent 4 whole years at Pilcroft Birmingham Academy for Eldritch Orbology just to answer your stupid little question, which is common sense to everyone else who didn't major in idiocy? You disgust me. You're disgusting." Well, guess what, Frankie? I did not major in idiocy. I majored in interpretive dance. And maybe that is why I asked you. Maybe I don't know things because I was not taught those things. Why not try chewing on those apple seeds, my good friend? Actually, no, he's probably right. I am dumb. At least I know that. I shouldn't bother asking. I'll just waste his time. Can't even ask a question without screwing up and being a... Oh, the eldritch orb has now grown a second foot, and I should call Frankie. But I really can't because I'm such a fool, and I'd find a way to ruin it. And he would laugh. Oh, how he would laugh. And he'd be right. "You thought that was how you dispel a wretched orb? Ha, what a rube." And then he would tell everyone else how much of a rube I was, and then they would know me for the clown I am. Because as the old saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't hide how much of a clown I am. I don't know why I even try to hide it. Everybody can tell. If someone like me figured it out, then they must have all done the same by now. The eldritch orb has now chosen to sport forth 2 eyes from its shiny dome since I last checked on it. And it also seems various tendrils have sprung from the spherical nightmare, whipping around violently, and it also seems to be rapidly approaching me. And I don't know why I'm not able to call Frankie. What am I saying? Of course I can't just call Frankie, because it's just not something I can do, alright? I've had too many people walk away from me, try me once and then decide I wasn't what they were looking for, didn't impress them enough, and I can't let that happen to Frankie. He's wonderful, and I know at any moment I could end up disappointing him. The eldritch orb is now biting my leg with its mouth, which I previously did not mention. Fine. I will call Frankie. Hi, is this, hello, is this Frankie on the phone, on the telephone right now?
Oh, hey man, what's up? Yeah, this is Frankie. Wow, it's been too long since we last talked. Well, for me, too long anyways. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Yes, indeed. Of course it has been too long. I'm sorry. Weather's been happening recently. Say, would you have time to answer a sort of short kind of a question?
Oh, sure, my man. Always down to give out some help here and there.
All right, well, would you, as long as I'm not intruding on any, this shouldn't take long. I was just looking to see if you might be able to enlighten me on how one would go about dispelling an eldritch orb from one's kitchen. Also, that one is me. I don't know if I made that clear, or because, sometimes I don't speak clear enough and...
Yeah, of course. Hey, anything to brag about my degree, am I right? Well, let's start with some questions. Is it actually an orb, or is it just a cylinder with rounded edges?
Oh, I am... thank you, but yes, I would say it is an orb, yes. But I'm not good at that sort of thing. Maybe you should come and have a look for yourself.
No need for that. I trust your judgment. It's what you're best at, after all.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. But you are just wonderful, really.
So, on to the next question. How many toes are we talking about? Average? Above average? Below?
I mean, yes, I think that there are enough toes there for my liking.
Okay, and finally, 2 to 3 eyes or 3 to 11.5 eyes?
I suppose there are about 2.
Fantastic stuff. So I'd say you need to recite the incantation Ritie Hevuus.
All right. Thank you so much. It's great to hear from you. Goodbye.
Yeah, great to hear from you. Bye.
Rati Hevau Wus. So, with that incantation said, the Eldritch Orb decided to dissipate from this reality, and in turn from my kitchen. Frankie is a good man. I should call Frankie more. I probably won't, but you never really know with things of this nature. Anyway, with that tangent over, I went back to the fridge to get the food I wanted, but I did not have any food. So I bought some food, and I ate the food because I enjoy eating food.